Andover Theological Seminary is located in Newton, Massachusetts, and is the oldest graduate school of theology in the United States. Andover Theological Seminary and Newton Theological Institution merged formally in 1965 to form the Andover Newton Theological School. History. Andover Theological Seminary, the oldest graduate school of theology in the United States, traces its roots to the late 18th century and the desire for a well-educated clergy among Congregationalists. That desire was expressed in the founding of Philip's Academy in 1778 for the promotion of true piety and virtue. In 1806, a growing split within the Congregational churches, known as the Unitarian controversy, came to a full boil on the campus of Harvard College. The Hollis Chair of Divinity sat empty at Harvard for many years owing to tensions between liberal and more orthodox Calvinists. This theological battle soon divided many of the oldest churches in Massachusetts and began to impact church polity and the hiring of ministers. When the Harvard Board of Overseers appointed well-known liberal Henry Ware to the Hollis Chair in 1805, the Calvinists withdrew to organize and found a new school in 1807, Andover Theological Seminary, on the campus of Philip's Academy in Andover, Massachusetts. This act, covered widely in the national press, was one of the significant events that contributed to the split in the denominations and to the eventual founding of the American Unitarian Association in 1825. Newton Theological Institution began instruction in 1825 at Newton Center, Massachusetts, as a graduate seminary formerly affiliated with the group now known as American Baptist Churches USA, the oldest Baptist denomination in America. As the institution developed, it adopted Andover's curricular pattern and shared the same theological tradition of loyalty to the evangelical gospel and zeal for its dissemination. Prior to the founding of Andover and Newton, the model for the training of clergy was based on an undergraduate degree. The graduate model and the 3-year curriculum with a resident student body and resident faculty pioneered at Andover and Newton has become the standard for almost all of the 140 Protestant theological schools in the country, reflecting that zeal. The modern missionary movement began in this country through a group of Andover students known as the Brethren. Both Andover and Newton quickly assumed leadership in the modern mission movement, drawing the two schools into close association of people and ideas. Graduates such as Luther Rice and Hiram Bingham pioneered in Christian missions around the world. Adoniram Judson, an 1810 Andover alumnus, is best known for his work in Burma, where he translated the Bible into Burmese and produced the first Burmese English dictionary. Between 1886 and 1892, a theological dispute known as the Andover controversy broke out between the conservative New England Calvinism of the founders and the liberal theology of many on the faculty. President E.C. Smith was investigated and dismissed for his liberal views in 1887, but in 1891 his dismissal was reversed on technical grounds by the Massachusetts Supreme Court, and the matter was dropped the following year. In 1908, Harvard Divinity School and Andover attempted to reconcile, and the seminary moved its faculty and library to the Harvard campus. Plans for a formal affiliation between the academies were made, but the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts disallowed the alliance since Andover's endowment is designated for a Christian theological education. Andover, therefore, relocated to the campus of Newton Theological Institution in 1931. Andover Theological Seminary and the Newton Theological Institution formally merged in 1965 as the Andover Newton Theological School. Notable alumni. Alumni of Andover Theological Seminary include the following notables, listed in order of the last year at the seminary: Adoniram John Judson, class of 1810, one of the first U.S. missionaries sent by the American Board of Commissioners for Foreign Missions, later became a Baptist missionary to Myanmar, then known as Burma. David Oliver Allen, class of 1824, American missionary. Nehemiah Adams, class of 1829, clergyman and author. Bella Bates Edwards, class of 1830, Andover Theological Seminary faculty, 1837 to 1852, editor of American Quarterly Observer, Biblical Repository, and Bibliotheca Sacra. William Adams, class of 1830, one of the founders of the Union Theological Seminary in the city of New York and later its president. Caleb Mills, class of 1833, first professor of Wabash College and father of the Indiana public education system. Samuel Francis Smith, class of 1834, Baptist minister who wrote the words to "My Country, 'Tis of Thee" while a seminary student. George Frederick Magoon, class of 1847, co-founder and first president of Grinnell College. George Park Fisher, class of 1851, ecclesiastical historian, president of the American Historical Association in 1898. Charles Augustus Aiken, class of 1853, faculty at Dartmouth College and Princeton Theological Seminary, president of Union College. Lawrence Clark Seeley, attended 1858 to 59, first president of Smith College. Henry F. C. Nichols, class of 1864, member of the Wisconsin State Assembly. William Jewett Tucker, class of 1866, Andover Theological Seminary faculty, 1879 to 1893, editor of Andover Review, founder of Andover House, president of Dartmouth College. George Trumbull Ladd, class of 1869, was an American philosopher, educator and psychologist. He was the first foreigner to receive the second and third orders of the Rising Sun. Joseph Hardin Ezima, attended 1870 to 72, 1873 to 74, but did not graduate. Founder and president of Doshisha University in Japan. Albert Edward Winship, educator. William Scott Amond, class of 1877, controversial congregational missionary to China criticized by Mark Twain. Rev. Claude Black, class of 1943, noted pastor of Mount Zion First Baptist Church, civil rights icon, politician.